What's up, tubers? Fester here with a bold prediction. See what's in front of you? This is the Troller. This is Brazil's best-selling off-road SUV, and it is owned by Ford Motor Company. Ford bought this company in 2007. And 7 years later, in 2014, it received a major redesign, which you're looking at. And it is now being built on a shortened version of Ford's T6 platform for the Global Ranger. That's why I'm saying that this is close to what our new Ford Bronco is going to look like. So currently, this is selling for in US dollars equivalents $38,000. But here's some cool things about it that you're really going to like. This two-door version here has a 101-inch wheelbase. It has got 51-degree approach and exit angles with a 30-degree ramp over. The front and rear axles, that's right, I said front and rear axles, are both Dana 44s. The transfer case has a rotary switch for the locking Eaton transfer case, including 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. The way it's sitting now with the stock tires from the factory, and they're 17-inch, but they're not anything to write home about. You're definitely going to want to upgrade those to 33s or more likely 35s. But the way it's sitting, it can ford water up to 31.5 inches. And it's got a really cool location for the air intake, and we'll get into that in a little bit. One of the things that I like about it is it's much like the FJ Cruiser. On the inside, all I see is hard plastic vinyl seats, no carpet. In other words, it's going to be just like the FJ Cruiser, meaning you can literally hose it out. No one does that, I hope. But yeah, I get a wet towel that's soaking wet and rub everything down and then dry it with a dry towel. And that's how I clean mine anyways. Here's another cool thing that they took some customer input from. There's a cigarette lighter charging port above the shotgun passenger's glove box where you can plug in and charge up different devices, and there's a little shelf there too. Yeah, I know there's still a lot of ways that this one item at this one location can be improved on, and we'll leave that to Ford and the American market. With the rear door open, we can see a lot of the same things that our FJs have. Hinge door on the left, spare tire mounted on the door, some very heavy-duty looking hinges in there, a wall underneath the rear glass, just ready for shelves or hatchets or shovels or whatever we like to mount back there. As far as storage goes, well, in the two-door model with the rear seat, you're basically screwed. You're not even going to get a Igloo lunchbox back there. There are some confirmed rumors. Is confirmed rumor the right word to use? Anyways, of a two-door and a four-door model of this. So what I'm hoping is a 4-door with very little storage in the back. Then I can take out the rear seats and have the same, if not maybe a few inches more storage than in my FJ. From the factory, they have an option for a winch-ready steel front bumper and a steel rear bumper to match it. This is the stock air intake. That little gray thing behind the hood, above the gray thing on the fender, is our stock air intake. And it's plastic, it just pops off, and a snorkel can then snap down on top of there and move the air intake up to above the roof. I think this is a pretty cool design, and it's just really cool. Do you see what I see? Does this not look a lot like our FJ Cruisers? Look at those tail lights sticking out, on the left and right. The tailgate hinging to the left, the same as ours. The smaller, narrow bumper that you can stand on, the same size as the tailgate, and then those kind of bumper wings over the tires, left and right. I see an FJ Cruiser in this. Now, speaking of FJ Cruiser, look at these front bumper wings. And look at the colors that they are offering this in Brazil. Does this not say FJ Cruiser all over it? And there's your taxi cab yellow, just like the FJ Cruiser. Now let's get real. The Brazil Troller is a fiberglass body on frame. The emissions of the engines and the safety restraint things from Brazil will never, ever make it in the United States. I think it'd be safe to expect that the 2020 Bronco will be built on the Ranger platform, more than likely shortened for the 2-door model and hopefully for the 4-door model also. As far as the looks go, I'm not really expecting the 2020 Bronco to look like the Ranger. Because it's going to have removable doors and a top, I think it's going to cue in some of its designing features to this troller. And because the troller is on the Ranger platform and has a solid front axle, a Dana 44, I'm kind of getting confident that we might be able to expect that in the 2020 Bronco, or at least one of the many versions of it that they will be offering. Now, Ford has said that they are directly going after the Jeep Wrangler market. And the way I see it, with the Ford Ranger platform and this troller design, Dana 44's front and rear, relocated air intake, removable doors and top, I think we might be looking at a prototype of the 2020 Ford Bronco. I'm going to leave you with this last picture here. Look at that rear door. So that makes it a 4-door, but not a full-size 4-door like the Wrangler. That looks much like our FJs. And I really like this last one here. Short of the fact the wheelbase looks like it's 400 inches long. Okay, so here's your turn. Leave me comments. Leave me your thoughts. Leave me your opinions. This is all speculation because we don't have shit to go on from Ford yet, other than removable doors and windows, and they're going after the Jeep Wrangler. I think we're on to something here, and I really hope this last picture is what is going to be available to me. All right, so that's it. Hit thumbs up. Leave me a comment, subscribe. See ya.